Drop it.
What's up guys, it's Mr. McBenny here for week 3 of the Minecraft Snapshot updates. I am in a different spot this time, just giving a quick look around, because in my old world I couldn't actually change anything with commands, and that made it a little bit more difficult to kind of, change the time, go back to survival mode, things like that. So that's just why it's a bit different, and why this is probably a little bit later than normal. So we're going to set off the fireworks, and we shall begin. Yeah. Okay. Moving along here, the new menu options. The menu options that there are now is you can move around the multiplayer, writing box, the text box, the chat. So for example, just click a bunch of things. Now, when you go into the options and multiplayer settings, there is an option for focus height, width, unfocused height, scale, and opacity. If you don't know what opacity is, that's pretty much how solid the writing is, as you can see down the bottom left. I'll make the scale bigger so you can see. So the opacity is like that pretty much, so if you only want to see a little bit, Anyway, the next one is the width, so how long the chat box is. If you want it all the way across the screen so you can see more, you can do that. And then there's focused height and unfocused height. Unfocused height is things like what you don't want to see, so how many lines of chat you can see without it disappearing. So other than that, that's all there is for the new menu options. Moving along, we have a new hopper cart. This is pretty self-explanatory. It's really just the hopper that we've been talking about the last 2 weeks, and it's in a cart. So I don't really know the potential of this because I don't know how it's going to connect to a chest, but some mob traps could be really, really improved with this. Moving along, the new dropper block. The dropper block is a little bit different than a dispenser, obviously. The facial expression is really quite strange. It's like a happy smiley face instead of the dispenser, which is a shocked face. Anyway, this acts as a dispenser if there is not a container in front of it, i.e. a hopper, for example. I guess that could work. Maybe it could stop in front of here. Or if there is a chest, it also puts it in. So, for example, if you wanted a hopper to connect to this, what would happen would be the hopper would connect to this, and then if it's powered by redstone, would go through the dropper and into the chest. So there is quite a bit of potential there for that. Moving along, there is improved TNT carts. TNT carts we learned about last week, and the new thing will become pretty obvious to you in a second. As you can see, the rails and connected blocks will not be, and when I say connected blocks, I mean these, will not be destroyed when a TNT cart explodes off the activator rail, and I would assume off a detector rail as well. However, anything redstone around it, say a redstone torch or a switch or a pressure plate, will be destroyed. So probably I would say would probably lose those once you do it. So that's good. That saves on tracks and things if anyone wanted to do that. Improved texture packs. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be excited about this. I'm sorry I don't have a texture pack to really show you. However, I do have one. It's really incomplete, obviously. So what happens is you can actually change your texture pack in-game. All you do is you click texture pack, and then click it, and it will change within the game. And then obviously you can change back to default. There is a slight time of delay as it changes over, as you could imagine. However, I think optimization for the improvement of speed for that will be increased. Moving along to this side, We have improved quartz pillars. They can now be placed like logs can, so they can be placed upright or sideways depending on what side of the block it was placed on. Moving along here is we have improved detector rails. So detector rails now transmit power through a comparator depending on how much is in the chest or hopper, for example, even. So for example here, I've got 4 stacks of 64 blocks of iron, and it only goes 3 blocks. I was thinking that possibly each block has its own weight value, but then as I was trying to kind of experimenting with it, it really didn't add up. So unfortunately, it's a new thing, but I don't quite understand it, and as such, I can't explain it to you. Now moving along to this is that zombies and skeletons have been improved. I apologize for the sound of this slime. I will continue on. So what's happened with the zombies? What's happened with the zombies and skeletons now is a few different things. Skeletons are harder to melee now because, as I'll show you very shortly, skeletons shoot faster when the target is closer. So you can't really get a few hits in before it shoots next. The closer you are, the faster he'll shoot. And also, what will happen now is they scale with difficulty. So whether that be damage done or speed of shots, they will get harder, obviously, the higher difficulty you're on. So I'll show you that right now. I'll change to game mode survival. Oops, sorry. I do have armor on. So as you can see now, pretty normal shooting speed, but when I get closer, he's shooting me much faster, which is pretty devastating to say the least. I don't think blocking does much, but anyway, so he does shoot faster now, as you can tell. And if I go a little bit away from him, he's going to shoot pretty much normal speed, possibly even a little bit faster. So I'm going to kill him really quick. Now, with zombies. Zombies are harder to shoot now, apparently. They group up on their targets, and they're more aggressive when they're further away. I'll show you this. So he's chasing me, but he's becoming very aggressive, obviously. And if I can show you something as well, they do actually catch on fire, and when you're near them and they're on fire, you catch on fire as well. So I need another spawn egg to show you that they do group up. I don't know how well it's going to be in a little square like this, but I can show you. So put one over here. They will group up on me, obviously, as normal, and if you do set them on fire and say if they were to catch up to me, I am now on fire. And I really don't quite okay, so the reason that they are harder to shoot, if anyone was wondering, was because, sorry for my voice, is because they can be further away and notice you easier, which is pretty much what it's saying. So they could be over at that sign and they would run over to me. But so that is what makes them harder to shoot now. Now, really briefly before we end this up, some of the new blocks have crafting recipes. Obviously, the dropper block is an upside down U with a hopper and redstone, and the hopper cart is just a hopper and a cart. Now, that is all I have for today. There are at least 19 bug fixes, and unless somebody wants the bugs read, I'm not going to read them out anymore because I even find them boring. Thank you guys for watching week 3 of my snapshot updates. If you have anyone who would be interested in this, let them know. If you want to get these snapshots as soon as I tell you, please subscribe. And obviously on this channel there is some other good stuff too. that's all from me for today. I will see you guys next Friday, because they come out for Thursday night. I will see you guys next Friday, and I will talk to you. Actually, wait. I won't see you next Friday. I'm really sorry. I am actually going away next week, and as such, will not be able to do week 4. However, week 5 will be a double episode with 4 and 5. So I apologize for that. There are some good people on YouTube that do the same thing as me. Obviously, I would prefer if you stuck with me, because I'm only the little guy and they're all Captain Sparkles and popular. Anyway, I will see you guys next week, and I'll finish it off with a daytime firework. See you guys later.